My name is Marin, and I am a mother, I'm an artist, I'm a designer. I met my son's father about 2 years ago. We met through a mutual friend. He connected us through vegetables. He was picking up a food share that I was a part of because I was unable to make the pickups, and a mutual friend connected us through the pickup, and so every Tuesday I would go to his house and pick up the vegetables, and that's how we started connecting, and we started cooking, we started hanging out, and then we eventually fell in love. So our lives progressed really quickly together. Were engaged, and within 2 months became pregnant. And I used to work in film doing costumes and shopping and stuff like that. So during my pregnancy I still did that, and in the meantime we were working on building our business. So in August of last year we created a business called Designs. My fiance and I, the company is a high-end women's scarf company that caters to, mature women and, higher-end clientele. And so in August of last year, we had our first fashion show and dropping the line, and the next day I gave birth to my son, Kirikou. So that's kind of how our life works, and we, just did show after show, with the baby right next to us, going from city to city and selling our scarves and making a pretty good name for ourselves. Last March we had signed up for this show to do in Chicago, and it was the first time we'd ever done this magnitude of a show. So we were really excited, and we just got this new Honda Element, and we decided to pack up the car and take a trip out to Chicago. We were going to go stay with my cousin, and the baby went with my mother and my father just for the week, and we jumped in the car, loaded it up, jumped in the car, and we're on our way to go get a cup of coffee when we were hit by 2 women, and I ended up in the hospital and didn't know what was going on, and later found out that Robert had passed away at the accident. And so after I came to in the hospital, I was told all of this information, but nothing really started to sink in until I started putting the pieces of my life back together. Especially, the fact that he was not only my son's father, but my business partner too. So everything we had done was joint, everything we did. So, so piece by piece, I came back to my studio, and my son stayed with my mother for a while because I had like 11 broken ribs, and all of my organs internally were bleeding, so I had to heal, and I wasn't unable to care for him. So when I came back, I spent a lot of time in my studio, which is our live workspace. I spent a lot of time in my studio alone, not really able to move because of my ribs and everything, and I had time to reflect and to talk to him and to spend time with myself and with understanding why it was his time to go. And nothing else happened in the accident other than him being taken away from us. And so that's why I come into complete understanding of it's a person's time to go and it's their time to go. It was these 2 young women running from the police, and just young women, and their lives have completely changed because of this. And they ran into us, they were high on something, and they ran into us, and he was killed instantly. So, and I was thrown into the back seat. He was wearing a seatbelt and I wasn't. So I was thrown into the back seat, and I was wedged in between two mannequins that we had back there, and that's what they said had saved my life. But it's throughout these months, right after the accident, I just meditated a lot, and I thought a lot about him and about this world and what I'm supposed to do now, since everything within the moment had been taken away from me. And I realized that he has left me with two things. He has left me with a business and with a son, and that it is my job now to do that. It was both of those to the best of my abilities. And so as of July, I kind of hit the ground running with the business, and it's grown probably 75% larger than it was before. And I have a beautiful child to look at every day that is growing into his father every day. And I feel like my ice cream mouth story is a story of a situation that was totally not, expected, and it wasn't my path. I saw my future, and my future was with him and my family, and that was my future. And that future in a moment was completely taken away. And I've had to figure out what really is my purpose here now, and why I was put into this situation, and what path is really my path, because that path has ended now. So my ice cream melt story is a story of somebody who, has experienced love and experienced fate, and just learning that there is a purpose for everything, and that the less you fight against it and the less you resist it, the easier it comes. And I'm a true survivor of this situation, and I feel even more enlightened and more spiritual and more connected to Robert now than I ever have. And the community I have around me of people is just even greater now. And I know it's because of the awareness I have of myself and of the quickness of life and the importance of it. And it's important to see the signals and see the signs and to follow what you're meant to do, because it will always, figure itself out. You don't even have to do much for your life to take its course. That's my story.